Welcome to Creative Designs by CCW, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. Well, today, as you can see, I'm going to be doing a DIY for you, and I will be doing some of my favorite pieces. I have this vase, this ginger jar vase. It's a thrifted vase. I love making these over. I'm also going to be making over some of these Dollar Tree containers, as well as this thrifted glass cylinder. I'm going to try and see if I can make these into a set, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, I'll be doing a decorative tray as well, and of course, I'm also going to be doing some painting. Now, the painting or the paint I'll be using is one that I've used before on my channel. It's one of my favorite colors. It's this beautiful blue quartz color by Folk Art. It's a treasure gold paint. Again, I've used it before and had great results, so we'll see how it turns out. Now, I'm also going to be doing a two-toned painting technique today, so I'll be using both a satin medium gray multi-surface paint as well as a sterling silver multi-surface paint by Folk Art, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, the first thing I'll do is go clean these pieces with alcohol so that the paint will adhere, and we'll get right into today's video. Now, the first thing that I always do, and the first coat that you put on your pieces, just know if you're painting glass for the first time, don't expect that first coat to be perfect. It is, especially when you're working with any of the metallic paints, they are a little bit translucent, so that first coat is going to be a little bit thinner than you might be expecting. You don't want to overload the paint. You want to keep your brush strokes as even as possible, go in the same direction as much as possible. Get that coverage, but again, don't expect the coverage to be complete, because what you're going to have to do is let your pieces dry in between coats. I say an hour or two. If you have the time and you're not in a hurry, maybe let the pieces dry overnight. And then once you do that, you'll come back and place a second and a third coat, usually, to get the look that you want. Now, for these pieces, I believe I made 3 coats, or I did 3 coats rather, for the blue or the blue quartz paint. And then once I was done with that, I came back and started the second coat, or the second paint color, I should say. So I'm going to stop talking, let you watch me work, and I'll be back when we get to the next part of the DIY. So now that I've painted all of my pieces rather, with 3 coats of the blue quartz paint, I'm going to come back and add my accent color. So you'll see in the next series of clips that what I did is paint the bottoms of each of the pieces and then the tops. Now, I actually used 2 different colors to get the look that I wanted. I used both I started with the medium gray, the multi-surface satin medium gray. I did 2 coats with that. And then because that has a little bit richer, pigment and a little bit better coverage. And then I came back to brighten it up a little bit, and I used the sterling silver multi-surface paint to put my final touch and coat. And you'll see that I did the bottoms of each of, or I'm gonna do rather, the bottoms of each of the pieces as well as the top. Now, once that's done, then we'll move on to the next part of the DIY. So the last step in the painting process would be to seal the paint. So I am doing that, and I'm using Folk Arts Select Seal in Ultra. It dries clear. You'll see that I am brushing it on because it does come with a sprayer, but I don't want to have any streaks, so I'm just going to brush that on and let it dry, and then I'll come back and we'll add a little decor or a little embellishment. But while the pieces are drying, what I want to do is go ahead and start building my decorative tray. Now, for this decorative tray, I wanted a smaller tray, so I'm working with an oval shaped uh, mirror, or two rather oval shaped mirrors. Now these oval shaped mirrors are really inexpensive. You get 4 in a pack, and they cost maybe a couple bucks per mirror, so they're very affordable, and you can order them from eFavorMart. I am an eFavorMart affiliate, so you can find a link in my description box for that, or go to the site and order it. But in order to build the mirror up to the thickness that I want, what I'm doing is using 12-inch cake boards. Once I traced out my shape on the 12-inch cake boards and I had enough of them so that I could get the thickness that I want, my next step is to go ahead and add some glue. And again, I'll use a little bit of glue in between each of the layers, okay, maybe a lot of glue, in between each of the layers to secure the layers. And then once they're all glued together, I'm going to come back and add a little bit of embellishment. So now that the layers have been glued together and everything has set, I'm going to add a little decorative trim. Now I'm starting with just regular bling wrap, as I call it, to kind of build out and secure the edges so that when I add additional trim, it kind of has more of a flat surface, to adhere to. So again, I'll use just cut, regular bling wrap down the size and glue it on. And then I'm going to add a couple more rows of trim. Now here I'm adding a beautiful rhinestone trim that comes from Joann Fabrics to add a little bit more bling. And after this is glued on, I will go ahead and add some 2mm closed chain wrap as well. now that I've added all of my decorative trim and I've completed that, I did glue on these decorative knobs, and I used regular E6000. I measured to make sure they were in the right place, and then that will add a beautiful, touch to the tray. I then glued on a brooch that will match the set, and that's it. The mirror is now complete. So now I'm going to move on. Now that all the paint is dry, and of course the sealant is dry, I'm going to be adding decorative trim to each of the pieces. Now I'll do each piece a little bit differently, starting with the larger cylinder, which is a thrifted cylinder. Here you see I'm adding a little of the closed chain wrap, the same wrap that I used on the mirror. And I've decided to add a row on the top as well as a row on the bottom. And then I'll move on and add some additional embellishment. And I'll go ahead and do that to each of the pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking, just kind of let the music play while you watch me work. If you have any questions about what I'm doing here, please make sure to leave me a comment or question in the comments, and I'd be glad to answer your question for you. Now, in terms of the glue, you'll notice that I am using a mix of the regular E6000 as well as the E6000 Quick Hold. And the reason I do that is the E6000 glue, the Quick Hold glue is thinner, it grabs a lot quicker, but the regular E6000 has a stronger hold. So you'll see me kind of mix, the glues sometime, and sometime I'll use one or the other, just depending on what I'm hoping to accomplish. So guys, I'm going to stop talking, let you watch me work, and I'll be back when we get to another part of the DIY. Before we get to the final reveal, I'm going to go ahead and make lids for my storage pieces. Now, if you're new to the channel, you may be wondering, why in the heck is she making lids? Well, I do this pretty much in almost every video for most of my DIYs, because you'll find I make a lot of decorative storage pieces, things for the vanity, for the dresser, things that you can use in your kitchen, etc. Because I really like my DIYs to be not just, decor. I want them to be things that you can actually use. So in order to do that, you'll see that I take vases and Dollar Tree pieces and things like that, and I create lids. So I use many methods in this particular, or for this particular DIY, I'm just using mirrors. I have 3-inch mirrors and 5-inch mirrors. I glue them together back to back, add a little trim, and here you'll see that I'm gluing on some decorative knobs. And to glue on the knobs, I'm using regular E6000. Occasionally, I will use the rather E6000 quick hold. Sometimes I'll use the regular E6000, but if I think I may want to repurpose these mirrors or repurpose this, these materials in some way, then I'll use the E6000 quick hold. So that's it, guys. Now it's time for the final reveal. And this is how the mirror turned out. I really like this. I'll be able to use this in a lot of different ways, and not just with this set. This is a close-up look at the Dollar Tree pieces and the Thrifted pieces. Hopefully I pulled it off, and they now look like they are a set and they were meant to be together. And there's a view of all the pieces with the vase included. Now let's kind of take a closer look at everything. You know what? I think I do like this set. I like the blue. This is probably my favorite color paint that, Folk Art makes. And overall, I'm satisfied with the DIY, and I definitely love the blue and the silver together. But let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Is this a set you would make? And if you did make it, would you use it? Would you keep it? Or would you give it away as a gift? Guys, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and this DIY. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. It's really appreciated. If you have not, I would hope that you would subscribe today if you like this type of video. I also want to send a special thank you to all of the channel members. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Because of you, I'm able to continue to make these videos, and your support is greatly appreciated. So again, I thank you so much for watching, and this will be my first video for 2024. So I want to wish all of you a very, very happy new year, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day or wonderful night, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.